The reason you don't date is because you're stuck on your ex. Chilling with my ex! Chilling with my ex! Chilling with my ex! Chilling with my ex! Alright, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Yeah, bro, it's time. Like, I get it, bro. I get it. Like, that was your person. And honestly, this is such a, like, I feel like we can't be rooted in on our past relationships, bro. You gotta find better. There is better. First of all, there is better. And the thing is, everybody is going through this perpetual cycle of thinking that they can't do better or they can't find better, that they're so locked in on that being that person. I was once that guy, bro. Be honest with you, I was once that guy, and I had to sit here and I'm like, there's levels to this. Like, I'm gonna be honest, when you start looking at the dating pool, you gotta start recognizing what you accept and what you don't accept. What you accept is what you attract. And when you attract those specific type of girls or the specific type of people, and you say you're not jacking that, you gotta raise the standard. You gotta raise your build. Because I'm gonna be honest, my biggest thing is like that cycle. Getting stuck on the ex. If she was such the best thing for you, she wouldn't be your ex, brother. You refer to her as your ex, brother. And you're stuck. Stuck like ninjas. You're stuck. Get unstuck. And a lot of times we're stuck on our exes is because you compare. You compare over and over the actions, how they think, what they do, what they say. You always comparing. Oh my gosh. I remember it was one time. Like, this is why I always think, like, there's always good things that you take away from past relationships, right? My favorite thing is like sending memes. I love sending memes, not like the press play memes, like the gifts, right? Or like the photos, like when you want to scroll on TikTok and you say drop your best sticker. I love those. So when I interact with a girl, if she don't have that type of humor, I automatically turn off. Because when I used to send those, I used to get those back. I used to love those. Because you get it. You understand it. I'm not in this alone, baby. I'm not in this alone. Now I get it. Sometimes that can be a factor of saying, yo, I don't like to be with this girl. I kind of know, like, you don't really have that type of humor. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's cool. But when you constantly go into the game expecting to see the same result that you got from that girl, that's the problem. That is 100% the problem. I remember I was doing that. I said, whoa. I had to stop myself because I was missing out on building a decent relationship or a good relationship or something that was just copacetic, right? And then I realized, why was I doing that? And I was doing it because I felt as if I needed to do it because, like, I wanted to feel those responses. Like, I'm saying some funny stuff, I get a meme. Cool response. Like, I get you. You get me. It's a vibe. It's a ticker, right? But once you start looking for that same response that you got from your ex, that's where the problem starts lying, right? You're still stuck on your ex because you compare everything that she did and that they did, and you're trying to figure out, does that person amount to that same thing, that same standard? And it's never going to be like that. You're never going to get a duplicate, but you can get somewhat close to it, but you're never going to get a duplicate, and that is what gets you into that perpetual cycle of being stuck on your ex. Best I ever had. You know, best I ever had, best I ever had, best I ever had. I feel Drake. I feel him. Because it goes to the same thing about comparison. But, like, I'm going to be honest, bro. Like, it can really be like that. I'm getting short like that. She can really be like that. The best you ever had. And this is why I feel like society has got it so wrong. And I'm one of those people. Your experiences as a guy can differ as a girl. As a guy, when you stuck on she was the best you ever had, oh brother, are you in trouble? Because now you experience something that you literally say here, you say, I can't go back. She did this for me. She did that for me. She made this. She did this. All of those things are stopping you from finding a girl that can do it 10 times better. And that's just the truth. When you stuck on the best I ever had, you have no room for more. You have no room for abundance. Think about it. If you were dating this person in 2020, and you were like, oh, she was there for me all the way to 2022. Imagine y'all break up, and it's 2024, and then you start dating this girl, and she just did it 10 times better. It's never going to be the best you ever had because there's always somebody that cares more for you, that's going to have you into consideration, that's going to take you and understand you for who you are and show you what you need on a day-to-day basis. I'm not saying they're going to be the perfect version of the last thing you had, but I'm saying when you stuck on the best you ever had, you never have space for that next thing that could be the best, that could be more, and it's so on and so forth. And lastly, it's a mirror. I forgot how to Justin Timberlake song. I don't know, but we gonna talk about it. The mirror. Your reflection. When I was able to see you, I saw me. And I promise you, that's and it's such a revealing thing. When you place that mirror in front of that girl that you're talking to, in front of that ex, you look at a reflection, and you sit here and you're reflecting, you're looking basically at yourself because you saw you in her, vice versa. So now, what you're trying to do is hold this mirror, and you're trying to do it to every person that you date next. And because you know the fear is they're not going to be the version of that you had with her, now it's going to be a little bit more complicated because they may be different life experiences, different things, live somewhere else. So now, because you're holding this, it becomes a scary thing. So you would rather stay here than allow it to be it. You stuck on her for no reason. You're stuck on her because the reflection that you saw, you really saw you. And this is what I'm saying. This is the cheat code. Because you are able to look at the mirror, you are able to see things that you like about yourself. If it's a reflection, you can also reflect. You can also stay. So I'm trying to tell you, your biggest cheat code. Take this one thing so you can move on and start dating and do certain things. Understand where you are, you are. Understand that you are the prize. I guess that's the thing. But you are everything that you need to be to have a more fulfilling relationship outside of the person that you used to date. But believe it or not, class is closed.